Hi, this is Joe DiMaio with FantasyPlayersEdge.com here with your Week 10 recap and a look ahead to Week 11 for the fantasy football season. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning put on quite a show on Sunday night. Brady pitched for 375 yards and 2 scores versus the Colts, while Peyton Manning had 4 scoring strikes and passed for 327 yards against the Patriots. Other notable quarterback performances were turned in by Donovan McNabb, who threw for 450 yards and 2 TDs against the Chargers, Kurt Warner, who scolded the Seahawks for 340 yards and 2 scores, and Aaron Rodgers, who continues to be a delight for his fantasy owners. He rushed for a TD and added 189 passing yards with a touchdown. On the flip side, Jay Cutler was dismal versus the 49ers, throwing for 5 interceptions and no scores. And Ben Roethlisberger was stifled by the Bengals, throwing for just 174 yards while giving up an interception. With bye weeks being over, we're in a pure start-sit scenario. Look for Big Ben to bounce back against the Chiefs, while Carson Palmer has a favorable matchup against the Raiders. Joe Flacco, David Garrard, Matt Castle, and Tony Romo are all likely to struggle this week against the Colts, Bills, Steelers, and Redskins respectively. The big news yesterday regarding running backs centered around injuries. Michael Turner, Cedric Benson, Ronnie Brown, and Brian Westbrook were forced from games with serious injuries. Turner, Brown, and Westbrook might be out for extended periods of time, leaving Jason Snelling, Ricky Williams, and LaShawn McCoy increased playing time. The Bengals are looking to add Larry Johnson, which implies that Cedric Benson's hip issue might be a little worse than expected. Justin Forsett ran effectively against a stout Cardinals run defense after Julius Jones was forced from the game with broken ribs, and Ladell Betts is a very capable running back and worth rostering until Portis returns. He did a yeoman job against the Broncos yesterday. Use your priority waiver claim in the following order: Justin Forsett first, Jason Snelling, Ladell Betts, and lastly LaShawn McCoy. Also, if you're desperate and in a deep league, Michael Bush has thrust himself back into the running back situation for the Oakland Raiders. Lastly, Larry Johnson was dropped in several leagues after his suspension by the Kansas City Chiefs. If he's available, grab him now and stash him pending the Bengals' decision. On the wide receiver front, it's safe to start Steve Breston, Robert Meacham, or Mike Wallace at wide receiver 3s, and you might look to sit either Derek Mason or Dwayne Bowe as they face the Colts and Steelers respectively. This is Joe DiMaio with FantasyPlayersEdge.com, here to make sure you get the edge and win your league.